Anderson and Prado both DNF second moto at Thunder Valley National. A lot of us were wondering what exactly happened and what were the odds that both Cowies were out during the 450 Moto 2. But like we said earlier, there was no acknowledgement on air about this. It was a tough outing for the Monster Energy Kawasaki team at Thunder Valley National for round 3 at AMA Pro Motocross Championship. Jason Anderson has notably struggled with racing at elevation throughout his career, but he tried to finish through that during this weekend. Jorge Prado continues to learn not only his new Kawasaki KX450SR, but also the tracks, which he's racing for the first time. Prado was not even in the qualifying position late in the second qualifying session, as he sat 42nd and out of a guaranteed spot in 2 points paying motos. He managed to get a fast lap in and qualified 11th overall, right behind Anderson in 10th. What is going on with these bikes? In the first moto, Prado was near the front of the field and eventually finished in 8th, which is pretty typical for him, as Anderson came through 12th. However, separate crashes forced both riders out of the second moto. Prado was 39th officially and Anderson 40th. Prado finished 8:39 for 13th overall. Anderson finished 12:40 for 19th overall. Through 3 rounds, Prado sits 8th with 72 points, as Anderson sits 9th with 69 points. Here's the update on both riders and Kawasaki post-race releases. In 450 Moto 2, Prado pulled another strong start out at the gate, turning the first corner in 5th place with Anderson close behind him in 9th. Early in the moto, Anderson tweaked his knee from a tip over the top of the track. This caused him to be unable to put any weight on that knee, which led another crash where he was trapped under his bike. Due to the pain in his knee, Anderson retired, clicking off consistent laps in the beginning of the moto until he hit a kicker off a deep rut in the treacherous track conditions that led him to another, retiring early as well. Prado said the following in a release: "Not the results I was looking for today. The track conditions were pretty difficult out there. The rain made it very slippery and the ruts were super deep. It was a hard track to feel comfortable on, having never been there before. And in Moto 1, the track felt super soft, so we made some changes to the bike for Moto 2. But I ended up hitting a hole in a deep rut that threw me off and ended my moto. We continue to make improvements during the week, and we will learn from this race and look for more progress next weekend." Anderson also spoke out and said the following: "Obviously, today was not how I wanted the day to pan out. My main concern for Thunder Valley is always the elevation because I struggle with altitude sickness. So I was focused on managing that. I ended up getting 19th overall. The first moto, I got a bit squeezed out on the start and was just trying to hammer in laps. The second moto, I went down at the top of the track and tweaked my knee. Then I ended up going down again and got trapped under my bike for a bit. I didn't feel comfortable finishing the race after that. I'm going to get my knee checked out next week and see how it all goes from there." Yikes. Is it panic button time for Prado? Jason Thomas believes so, as he, Jason Weingart, the Weege, and Steve Mathis debated Prado's start to the season in the Fly Racing Racer X review podcast, as Prado has moto finishes of 7, 6, 12, 5, 8, 39 so far. But Thomas's point is that this is far from what Prado is capable of doing after having watched him for nearly a decade in MXGP. Despite a shoulder injury in Monster Energy AMA Supercross, many expected Prado to have better results by now, myself included. Will he turn things around this weekend at High Point Raceway? Tell me in the comments down below, and I will see you in another update real soon. I'm Linda, and that's for the record, Your Honor.